Anywhere you go, you belong. Anywhere you say, anywhere.
Okay, what is up, ladies and gentlemen, or probably mainly gentlemen, but welcome back to the stream. Hope everyone is doing good. If you are enjoying the content, please be sure to drop a like and subscribe to the channel. It really does help out, and make sure you do hit the bell as well so you don't miss out on any streams or uploads in the future. If you are looking for a broker, I do have my affiliate link to IC Markets at the top of the chat there. And if you do want to stay up to date with my trades, watches for the week, videos that I create, make sure you do check out the Telegram in the description down below or at the top of the chat. But guys, welcome back to another stream. Hope you're all doing good. FX Wolf, what is up? Good morning. Sculpey, Anus, as always, welcome to the stream. Yes, we do have FOMC today in the evening, so that should be interesting. It is the minutes. It's not the actual decision, but it probably will cause some volatility, so yeah, definitely keep a lookout for that. I think it's 7 p.m. In the evening, so we've got a few hours before that, but yeah, definitely one to watch. Old Golden Bones, welcome to the stream from the States. Hope you are doing good. What's your perspective on the prop firm situation, Old Golden Bones, since you're from the US? Manny, what is up? Welcome to the stream. John, welcome to the stream. Hope you guys are doing good. So yeah, we've seen some momentum yesterday. What we're kind of looking for, especially dollar-wise, did see a move down on the DXY, which is kind of what I'm anticipating. However, I do want to see a bit more downside for the DXY before I do get into any dollar trades, because we have seen a nice move down here. But we've ended up respecting structure, this swing low here on the 4H time frame. So I still favor price to probably go and break through this area. But again, it's nothing that I'm going to bet my money on or get into anything, because there is no setup for me. However, if we do get that break of structure, things become very, very interesting for dollar, for DXY, because there's a lot of room to the downside if we're going to have a larger swing, potentially back to the low here. I'm kind of eyeing up that opportunity for dollar, but of course hasn't quite confirmed yet. So a strong break of that would be the icing on the cake, and then of course looking for pullbacks on pairs like Euro USD. That's not Euro USD. On pairs like Euro USD, which has broken structure, to be honest, but it's just not convincing enough, since we've had a strong close above this area, but straight away price is already losing that momentum and closing back underneath that area. So Euro USD might just be coming back to retest some areas here on the lower time frames, which makes perfect sense on the lower time frames, and we could be using that as support to continue higher. I would not be surprised of that, but again, not really what I'm looking for in terms of the higher time frame swing on the 4H time frame. So it does make sense for some longs down here. Can definitely make sense of that, but it's just a little bit too early for myself. But that doesn't change the bias, really. Still looking for more upside. Okay, never used it, so it didn't affect me. No, I mean, that's kind of the situation everyone wants to be in, to be honest, because you know, with prop firms, you know, they're good to leverage, but at the end of the day, as we've seen, you know, things can disappear in a blink of an eye. And if that's kind of your source of income from prop firms, then you leave yourself exposed. So, you know, a personal account is always a lot safer. Okay, so yeah, that's kind of what I'm looking at for dollar-wise. So mainly I'm looking for the exact opposite on a lot of the other dollar pairs. So Euro USD, Aussie dollar, New Zealand dollar, they do look good to me. See, New Zealand dollar did take out the high there. Again, just want a little bit more from New Zealand dollar before I start looking for my pullbacks to long. And Aussie dollar, this one was the most convincing, but again, not enough for me to consider breaking retest of this area just yet. Doesn't mean Aussie dollar can't continue higher, just not the trade I'm looking for. If we do continue higher, fantastic. Yeah, the next pullback I'm going to be looked to take advantage of, because again, if price is going to hit my high time frame target, which is all the way up here around 0.686, there's no need for me to try and anticipate something that hasn't quite formed yet, at least on the time frames I want it to. There's a long way to go if we're going to hit those targets. But yeah, I'm liking how the dollar pairs are shaping up. They're starting to come into fruition. So we'll be eyeing up some opportunities. Maybe FOMC in the evening will kind of give dollar the boost it needs to really get cooking. But it's looking good, looking good. That's why I like using unregulated brokers in USA. Been trying to get all your money. Yeah, I mean, that's kind of how the cookie crumbles, I suppose, in the US, because if you're looking to trade CFDs, you can't be doing that with any offshore broker because, of course, they won't offer it. So you got to be going offshore. I think Trader Nick, he was, or he still is, but he was using an offshore broker, maybe in the Seychelles. I can't remember where it was located, but he was using it to trade CFDs. But I think he stopped now. I don't know. But I know he was doing that, and I imagine a lot of people in the US will do that. I mean, I use an Australian broker, to be honest, so I guess I'm doing it too. But yeah, the US, they do love the money. Ben, what is up? Good morning. CAD played out good yesterday thanks to the news. Jumped into a buy at the bottom, back up from 110, 700. What do you think? Okay, I'll go touch on CAD Yen, no problemo. Professional trader, what is up? Good morning. DXY has been trending but choppy. What would you say? Yeah, so I just touched on, good morning Ross, welcome to the stream. Hope you're doing good. So yeah, I just touched on DXY. I'm looking for price to break some structure because we've had a nice trending market, higher highs and higher lows. However, that trend does look like it's starting to tire, starting to exhaust, and potentially getting ready for a reversal. So I do want to see price start breaking through the previous swing low, because of course this gave us the new high. If we can break through that impulsively, that'll tell me that, okay, the buyers are kind of finished their trend, and now the sellers are coming back into town. And the way I see it, there's a long way to go potentially if we're going to see a big reversal, because we have come back into some high time frame areas where some sellers will be stepping into the market. As we can see previously here, strong resistance, big move down. We're struggling at that same area there as well. I wouldn't be too surprised if you do see price kind of fall off a cliff a little bit, but yeah, FOMC will kind of paint the picture this evening what's going to happen with dollar. But yeah, I'm favoring downside for dollar. Hasn't confirmed yet because support's still holding. For all I know, we can still hold that and see another swing higher. But yeah, I'm looking to see if dollar can take that dive, and then I'll look to follow it on the way down. But yeah, it has been quite choppy. Excuse me. It has been quite choppy, but hopefully by tomorrow things will be a lot clearer. Okay, I'll go take a look at CAD Yen. So yeah, we did have some weakness from the CAD news yesterday, so we did take a big dive there. And now price has come back into some support. And you said you're long from 110, 700. Whereabouts is that? That's around here-ish. Nice entry back there. So yeah, with CAD Yen, as I've said, I'm still anticipating more upside for the pair. The trend is still very much up. Everything is pointing up. However, this was a kind of area I would consider price moving to the upside from. Whether we get there or not, that's up to price. We don't necessarily have to. We could, of course, continue from where we are. But this level here still remains untested after this strong break of structure here. So I'm still anticipating the market kind of rolling over, testing that level and continuing higher. But yeah, we have been throwing a lot of aggressive rejections in this area. And seeing another high low from here wouldn't be the most surprising thing in the world. It's just that with CAD Yen, the way price is moving with the frequent pullbacks, how corrective price is, I do think eventually we're going to have that bigger dive to the downside, and especially with the location of things as well, since we're right at the swing high. So yeah, it's not a bad area where you've picked up the long from. It makes a lot of sense coming back into that same area, another aggressive rejection in that vicinity. But for me, 110, 400 is still a nice little level where we could get a bounce from. Again, CAD Yen I'm not so interested in because of the location. Other pairs look a little bit better to me, but there's still definitely uptrend at play here with CAD Gem. Still definitely an uptrend at play. Excuse me. So yeah, that's kind of my take on CAD Yen. You looking at targeting the high, Ben, with that CAD Yen trade? Scopy also got a new book I've started reading. You're a Badass. I would recommend it. That's a book title that you would read, Scopy. Very fitting. But what's it about? Is it just like a motivational book? But yeah, I've never heard of that one before. What's up, Lesogo? Welcome to the stream. Hope you're doing good. Kelvin, welcome to the stream. Hope you're doing good. So yeah, I mean, from yesterday, there's still a lot of pairs. Excuse me, that looks good to trade. Well, not necessarily trade right now, but is setting up in a very interesting way, which could give me some opportunities. So NZD CAD I was touching upon a lot yesterday, and this one, of course, with the CAD news, flew to the upside like no tomorrow. Still, I'm interested in the pair if the market is going to be kind enough to retrace all the way back down to 0.82798. If it does that, I'm a happy boy because I'll be looking to buy that. But yeah, the CAD news, of course, just push this one to the upside, and we may just fly. And again, in terms of opportunities where we do get a break of structure and a good retest, I'll probably say it's 50-50 between getting a good retest on a break of structure versus not getting a retest and price just kind of being on its way. It's kind of about 50-50. Some breaks, price will pull back, give you a retest, or pull back into an area of interest. Some will just go. And if you're not on the lower time frames, you're not going to catch the move because it's just kind of miniature pullbacks, which is kind of what we've had over the past few hours. So yeah, that kind of the situation which could be happening with NZD CAD. If that's the case, that's the case. There's nothing I can do about it. But if it does retrace, I'm still definitely interested for some longs. We had a really nice consolidation here. It broke into the upside. Looks like we are printing that higher low, and I want to be on board for the continuation of that. And again, back to resistance there around 0.84. So NZD CAD still looks good for the long, waiting to see if we pull back or not. Aussie CAD still does look okay for the long. NZD CAD looks a lot better. This one's just a little bit too choppy for my liking. I know we're approaching some resistance here, but I would fancy some upside for AUD CAD, maybe back to this area here. But yeah, NZD CAD looks a lot better. But yeah, this was at the top of my watch list coming into into today, but there was a few and we already pushed up higher. But it definitely was a pair that I was looking at, but maybe one that gets away. Yes, 112.50. Okay, where is that? 112.50. 112.50. Okay, looking at pushing past the high there. 112.50 is around there. That is a big swing target. I bet the risk reward's looking pretty healthy for that one. But yeah, we shall see. FX Wolf, You're a Badass. That will be an interesting book to read. Yeah, it sounds like it. Yiddish, what is up? Last week we had a very positive news for USD. Why dollar looks so bearish this week? Could it be a fake move? Potentially. Again, I'm not trying to understand what the market is doing and why it is doing it necessarily. As a technical trader, I'm looking for patterns that repeat themselves, and I'm looking to trade those patterns. Whether price uses the news and it's positive and dollar flies, or it does the inverse and people like what's happened, doesn't really concern me too much, because that's not really my forte. That's not really where my money's made. My money's made on following my system in the best way I can. So when it comes to things like that, eventually when I start understanding fundamentals from a trading point of view, then I'll give you a more informed opinion when that time comes. But for now, I really just focus on the price action, really. With the DXY, we're coming into structure. Is price going to hold it? Potentially. Is it going to break it? Potentially. If it does break it, I'm now a bear. If it respects it and continues up, I remain a bull. And that's kind of how I look to tackle that. But yeah, I'm definitely not an expert on that front, so I won't give you any crazy insight to that. But yeah, if price action is bearish, I'm following that. And yeah, it potentially could be a fake move, but you would want price to kind of break the highs again to show, okay, the trend's back bullish again and the buyers are back in control. But yes, it potentially could be a fake move. Scalpy, respect, bro. It's like a motivation as well, and connecting with the universe and requiring your brain to believe you're worth the best life, and you can sort of thing rewiring. Okay, yeah, I mean, I've definitely read a book similar to that, to be fair. What's it called again? I can't remember. I'm pretty sure it's back there, but it was by Dr. Joe Dispenza about rewiring your brain and thinking differently to break your habits. But yeah, I mean, that is definitely a book that is something I would read, to be fair. But yeah, I mean, if you're enjoying it, I'll take a look. See. Jack, what is up? Welcome to the stream. Pound NZD took a short yesterday, 2.04822 off a double top retest, floating around 90 pips in profit. Okay, looking healthy there, Jack. Yeah, I'm quite short on Pound NZD as well. I'm not short on it, but I'm bearish on the pair. Looking to sell it, so I'll definitely take a look. See, Andreas, what is up? UK 100 will take a look as well. What's up, Balatar? Welcome to the stream. Hope you are doing good. Helps you understand who you are and why the way you are, and identify self-sabotage to help you get what you want in life. I mean, everyone can use tools like that, to be fair, because a lot of the time you don't really know where you're self-sabotaging until you actually take notice. And yeah, I'm definitely one that can vouch for that. 100%. John, I think FMC might be bullish on the dollar this evening. Possibly, could be, if DXY does respect that structure, and we start flying to the upside again, then and we take out the high, then yeah, I'll be confident back with the buy side of things. But I'm not really looking to buy dollar just yet, I must say. But if we go and take out this high, so if we see a big move higher, price takes out this high up here, then yeah, I'm back bullish on the dollar, looking for longs. And in that case, I'll be focusing my attention on pound USD, because pound USD to me is the only pair which isn't looking good to buy. In terms of whatever dollar does, pound USD, I do not want to buy this pair at all. The way the market is shaped up on the higher time frames, the way we've had this bullish trend and it's consolidated for a long time, we've seen some strong momentum down. It's not something that I would want to take higher. Absolutely not. So pound USD to me still does look like a sell, and still a pair that I would sell if price can show me that, okay, he wants to continue bearish again, take out some lows, pull back, shorts. So pound USD to me still also a really good sell opportunity, but of course it will depend on what the DXY does. If we do see a strong dollar pushes up, takes out the highs, probably expecting pound USD to do the opposite, break down, take out the lows, then yeah, pullbacks to me look really, really good. But I don't really want to short euro. Taking out the structure there, not a good sign. Doesn't mean we can't sell off, but does lower the probability of the setup from my analysis. And the USD is taking out structure there as well. I don't want to short that. Aussie dollar taking out structure there as well. Don't want to short that. So pound USD still does look like a good short, but I need to see conviction and evidence that the bears are back in town, aka breaking structure again, seeing some nice momentum again to the downside. Then I'll follow that lower. If we don't, and we see DXY be weak and price breaks the low there, then I'll be focusing on pairs like Euro longs, New Zealand dollar longs, and Aussie longs. So yeah, that's kind of my take on dollar, because I did say coming to the week, I kind of see price going both ways for DXY. But I'm leaning towards the bearish side of things because of where we are on the DXY and Euro as well. But of course, things can change very quickly, and what you expect the market to do is not always what the market does. So if we do push bullish, I will start focusing on pound USD shorts. But yeah, I will be waiting to see what does happen. What's up, Matt? Welcome to the stream. Looking for Euro USD shorts, rejecting resistance nicely. Yeah, it did come back underneath that resistance. So I'm still looking to long Euro, but the way that we've come back on that resistance is not the best sign for me. But yeah, I'm not looking to short Euro because of that candle closure above that high there. Again, doesn't mean we can't sell off, but for me, that does lower the probability of the setup. Maybe it is just grabbing liquidity, using that to move to the downside, but again, the way I trade the market, this is not what I want to be selling. So if I do get into any shorts for the dollar pairs, it's got to be for pound USD, because at least this one still have some bearish structure. But yeah, that's kind of where I'm at with dollar-wise. Where was I? Balata, what's up? US 30, US 100. Okay, we'll go through some indices as well. The person who free, my dad got me it, but I'm sure you find it on Amazon. It's called You Are Badass by Jen Sincera. I like the surname, Sincera. Yeah, you can find anything on Amazon. Personally, want the freedom for my family and children, and currently building my empire to ensure that happens. Love that, Scalpy. That's all we can do, really. Charles, welcome to the stream. I'm doing good. Hope you are doing well. Markets is still ranging. Yeah, being a little bit choppy. We do have FMC in the evening, so hopefully that can kind of push things and get things really going. I have missed the stream. Lorda, we have missed you too. Welcome. Ben, bro, what does it mean when your broker credits you on swap trade left overnight? So yeah, swap is basically, from my understanding anyway, swap is basically the difference between the interest rates of the currencies you're trading. I'm not too sure which way around it is, but you potentially could get positive swap or negative swap. Positive swap, of course, you're gaining money overnight because of the difference. I'm not too sure which way around it is, but the difference in the interest rates of the currencies you're trading, whichever way around it is, you either gain swap or lose swap. And again, swap, I don't really focus on too much, to be honest, because it's most of the time it's very, very small. It does pile up sometimes if you're holding a trade for a while, like 2-3 weeks, then yeah, it might add up a little bit, but I don't really hold trades that long, although this year I probably will be doing a bit more of that. But yeah, swap has never really been a thing that I consider too much, apart from exotic currencies. Exotic currency, the swap there is actually crazy. That one I would 100% consider looking to trade in the direction of positive swap, because even if you do lose the trade but you held it a few nights, you could actually still claw back a decent chunk of the loss of just the swap alone. So yeah, swap, you can either gain it or lose it depending on which direction you're trading in. Most of the time it's quite small, so I don't really consider it. Do you think we will see a big sell-off in the JPY pairs? Yes, I've been waiting for a big sell-off in the JPY pairs for a while. I do think we're going to have a big sell-off this year. When it will happen this month? Will it happen next month, month after? I have no idea, but I am waiting for those sells because I do think there will be really, really good opportunities. Something like we had in last year with these big kind of sell-offs. Not last year, sorry, 2022. These big sell-offs here. I do think eventually we're going to see that happen. I think dollar yen may do something like this, take up the high, and then eventually come right back down again. Because again, Forex pairs, they never go in one direction for too long. They might go in one direction for a prolonged period of time, but they normally come back down pretty hard as we've seen with dollar yen, this one flew from 2022, from early 2022 to late 22, and then it came down literally half of that move. If I get the Fibonacci out, and let's make sure we can see it. So as you can see there, we flew really hard to the upside, but eventually, we even retraced the 0.618 of that move there. So FX markets, if they do fly, they will come back down pretty hard. So the yen pairs are still quite overextended. Thank you so much, Zohar, for subscribing. So yeah, the yen pairs are still overextended on the higher time frame. So I do think eventually they will come back down pretty hard. And I think this year we could see maybe something similar to that. Again, that's quite big, quite drastic, but I do think we can see some big sell-offs soon. So I'm banking on those opportunities there. But at the moment, yen pairs are still looking pretty strong, still seeing higher highs and higher lows across multiple time frames. So I'm not going to anticipate the sell-off just yet, but yeah, it's definitely on the cards. It's definitely on the cards, but don't want to jump the gun, because it's a dangerous one if you keep shorting the yen pairs and just as they keep moving up. That is one way to lose a lot of money. Anyway, I said I was going to look at a pair, didn't I? US 30, US 100. I'll go through some indices. If there's any pairs you guys want me to take a look at, drop it down in the chat as well. Yes, what's up, Patrick? USD PLN, I'll take a look as well. Pound NZD is still nice. Yeah, I'm still eyeing up for some shorts for that one. Pound Aussie, slightly behind it, but I do think we can eventually come back and sell that one if we do see a strong breakout. But yeah, let me go through Pound NZD, then I'll go through US 30 and US 100. So yeah, Pound NZD, this one is selling off quite nicely actually. So we're having a pretty strong rejection in the higher time frame. This is looking like we formed a lower high in comparison to that high. And I would expect to see a swing back to this low. So that's kind of where I'm expecting Pound NZD to head towards. So my goal is just be looking for pullbacks in that direction essentially. So with Pound NZD, we're seeing some healthy momentum now. I think a little bit more juice to the downside, and then I'll consider a retest of this low and look for the next lower high. So if you can get a nice correction, something like this, get the next drop to the downside, looking for the fifth lower high, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, something like that, and then yeah, targets around the 2.00568 mark. So yeah, Pound NZD is looking pretty healthy. I think Pound AUD could look to join the party soon. This one's still kind of consolidating. But Pound NZD, Pound Aussie normally do the exact same thing, maybe at different speeds, as we can evidently see. But eventually, they do follow one another. So I do think Pound Aussie will eventually give us a nice breakout and continue the path back to the lows here as well. So that is definitely something I will look at. Excuse me, someone tried to call me during a stream. That is horrendous. But yeah, I do think Pound Aussie will see some downside there as well. So keep my eye on both of those pairs. Of course, Pound NZD is a lot more developed, seeing a lot more momentum. So that's kind of where my focus is at the moment. But Pound Aussie, if we can see a strong breakout, yeah, this will be a close second as well. So yeah, that's kind of where I'm at with those boys. I'll take a look at US 30 and US 100. So yeah, US 30, I spoke about this one yesterday. I said I'm not really liking what I'm seeing. The trend is up, yes, but we're starting to stall, starting to exhaust. And this is kind of giving me signs that the market is likely to push and see and take a breather. In terms of finding a trading opportunity, as I said yesterday, I don't want to be trading in this kind of area here. If the market can break the low, that'll tell me, okay, the sellers are most likely back in control of the market, and we're going to see a retracement. I spoke about the daily time frame being quite overextended. This is a really strong move. I think eventually we'll have retracements, potentially to retest this high, maybe even that high there as well. But yeah, I'm looking at some downside for US 30. Trading inside that range there is a little bit tricky. The price action here is just very choppy, especially with FOMC coming out later. We may continue to kind of consolidate and just move sideways a little bit until the FOMC comes out, and then that will kind of get things moving a little bit. So might not see the best price action from now until then. So yeah, with US30, I do think retracement is likely, but we need to break the low if we want to actually trade that retracement. So yeah, that's kind of where I'm at with US30. And of course, if the market does fly, then retest the high continuations could look good as well. And US 100, this one's starting to break the low. So this one's looking a little bit more interesting. If we can break it a bit more convincingly, pullbacks and shorts do look good. Another pair which I am expecting some retracement, really big move to the upside. Maybe we'll come back down and retest the high over here, which is around 16,776. So could be seeing something like that as well. But yeah, I'm looking for retracement for the indices. But I want a bit more convincing price action on the break before shorts will make a bit more sense. So yeah, that's kind of where I'm at with the indices. I'm looking for retracement, US 500 as well, but still, let's break the low and then probably get some nice healthy sells afterwards. So yeah, expecting retracement across the board for the indices, but again, few things need to happen before we really kind of cement that kind of move happening and starting to look to trade it. Anywho, I'll take a look at Euro Aussie as well. USD PLN, Patrick, will take a look for you, no problem. Where was I? My all shorts looking good, sitting fat and happy with stop loss at break even, break support. Yeah, we did see some rejection there for oil yesterday. How far are you looking at taking that trade, Matt? Shorting Euro HUF. Which one's that as well? And the swap's treating me nicely. Which one's HUF? I can't remember. HUF. Yeah, I can't remember which one's HUF. I know it's definitely an exotic. William, what is up? Welcome to the stream. Kendrick, bro, why are you losing almost all your trades these days? Yeah, going through a tough losing streak at the moment. Again, it's probably the worst losing streak I've had for a long time. So yeah, it's been a very, very tough past few months in the markets for myself. But again, with the way I trade, and especially coming into the new year, I wouldn't be expecting to taking more losses than I will take wins, and I'm relying on my risk to rewards to really drive my equity curve. So with the way I trade, especially for the rest of the year, probably be taking a few more losses this year. And again, I'm happy with that because I'm going to be looking to take bigger RR trades and look to trail my stop loss a little bit more loosely to try and maximize my returns that way. So we taking more losses. It's not comfortable to take more losses. I understand that 100%. It's uncomfortable, but looking back with my data of 2023, I could make more percentages if I was just a little bit more aggressive with pushing my trades further and not so worried about my win rate. So I'm going to kind of course, win rate is important to a certain degree, but I'll be focusing more on risk to reward this year. William, what is up? Sales in Euro Pound. I'll take a look at Euro Pound, but I must say I do not like the price action at all. Elder, welcome to the stream. Pound CHF. Okay, we'll go through Pound CHF. I am actually looking at longing Pound CHF at the moment. Zark, what is up? Miko, how do you control your emotions while trading? I am not worried about hitting stop loss, but I'm afraid of trade which is running to profits and losing the profits, which makes me uncomfortable. What should I do to avoid any suggestions? Good question. So yeah, I mean, of course, trading and running positions is of course very uncomfortable, and you don't want those profits to disappear. And the best way to kind of tackle that is to understand, truly what is you're looking for in the markets in terms of your expectations, your targets. Because the reason why it hurts when you're running in some healthy profit and it eventually comes back against you is because it went against your expectations. Once you're running in some healthy profit, you're not thinking about this is going to be a break-even trade, you're thinking, oh, I can't wait for this to hit take profit. So when price does eventually come back against you and turns around, it hurts that kind of expectation, and the kind of anticipation of that happening makes you want to close the trade early to kind of avoid that possibility happen, because you want to bank those profits. It's profits that you've worked hard for, and they're floating, and if they potentially disappear, all that kind of work is gone. So the best way for it, I would say, is taking partials. Partials for me was one of the main kind of catalysts that kind of made me consistent in the beginning, because I was taking some healthy partials. I think I was taking about 50% of my position around a 1-to-1. If I can secure 50% of my position at a 1-to-1, the remaining 50% of my position, I wasn't really too bothered about that, because I've already secured a decent amount of profit at that 1-to-1 area. I've gone break even and taken partials. So now, if this remaining 50% goes to hit my target, great. If it hits me at break even, I still walk away with somewhat of a healthy profit. Of course, it's not going to change my account balance too much, banking 50% at 1-to-1, of course not, but at least I've got some profit to show for it, and then I'm thinking about the next trade as well. So yeah, I would suggest take some meaningful partials. You can always reduce later, and if you find some good consistency, you can reduce to 25%, 10%, not take partials, that's up to you. But I think taking partials is a really good way of tackling it, and moving your stop loss to break even, because you're paying yourself, no risk on the table, and the remaining profit is not too meaningful for you to get so emotional about. And sometimes it might be the size you're trading with as well. If you're trading with big size as well, then it will get you more emotional, because it's meaningful profit that you could bank, which you have to kind of let float and let the market either take you out for a win or a loss. So my advice would be, get your expectations correct in terms of anything can happen. Don't have expectations, and take partials, pay yourself, move your stop loss to break even, and that could potentially help. But yeah, there's nothing I can say that will just erase that kind of problem. That uncomfortable feeling will always happen. It's like when you go to the gym and you're lifting weights. You're always going to go through that tension. You're always going to go through that struggle. Of course, if you go to the gym, repeatedly, you'll get used to the struggle. You get used to the pain of lifting weights and whatever. But you still will go through that pain. You'll still go through that struggle of lifting weights, and on your last rep and things are difficult. You still have to go through that uncomfortability, no matter where you are at your training journey, your training career. But over time you will get used to it, and it will have less meaning to you. But that's the best advice I can give you. If you have time to wait till your stop loss to hit, then you should have time to wait for your TP. I mean, that's a good way of saying it, to be fair. I would agree. Again, trading as well, it's a business. We're here to make money. Try and take away your ego and your willingness to be right. That the market doesn't care if you want to be right or wrong or whatever. You're here to take trades based on probabilities. If the market's going to do X more than it's going to do Y, then you want to keep taking that same edge, that same probabilities. Sometimes it's going to do Y, and you're just going to have to live with that. Of course, easier said than done, 100%. But if you kind of just get your expectations, correct, anything can happen, and you're prepared for anything. And always try and focus on the next trade as well. Even when you're in a trade currently, try and focus on the next trade, because when you're too invested in one trade, that's when the floating profit kind of becomes hard to hold, and losses become a little bit more difficult to take as well. If you too focus on one individual trade, because if you think about it, this time next year, that same trade that pull back against you, you won't remember it. It will have no bearing on your trading success. So that one trade has no bearing on how successful you'll be as a trader. So really, it's irrelevant. As long as you're managing your risk, that trade, whether it wins or losses, most likely is irrelevant. So always focus on the next trade, focus on the next opportunity. That way you're not so invested in the trade you have running now. Of course, manage it how you need to and whatever, but try not to be too invested because your emotions will 100% get the better of you, as you've of course discovered. Anyway, let me go take a look at USD PLN for Patrick before I forget. So yeah, USD PLN. Last time we looked at it, looks like we were over here. Again, I don't look at this pair, but I will have a quick see what's going on. Okay, so yeah, we're still in that uptrend, and we're coming back to some key areas here. So yeah, so with this one, we didn't really see the market move high. We had the retest of this area, but it never really continued. We came back into the same high and respected that, and since then we've kind of just formed consolidation really. So yeah, it's not looking too great, to be honest, I must say. We are definitely in the area which makes sense for some buys, but I would want to see price break out that range aggressively higher to tell me, okay, the buyers are back in control, and longs make sense again. Something like this back above the high, that'll tell me that the buyers are back in town, and we're likely to see more upside. Something like that. Anything in here, I would just stay away from. It's too indecisive, too speculative. You're not going to get really high quality trades in here. Yes, you might get a winning trade, but is it really worth your time? Probably not. So I would wait for price to at least break out that range before anything. And based on where we are on the higher time frames, buys still do make sense coming back into the lows here, but we need to see some evidence that the buys are coming back into play, because at the same time you could still sell off one more time. So yeah, let's see if we can get a strong break of structure higher, but I would avoid trading in that kind of messy area. So yeah, that's kind of where I'll be at with USD PLN, but I'll take a look at Euro Pound and Pound CHF as well. Ross question: I have an Excel file of my previous trades, entry, exit, etc., and I want to spot them on the chart on an MT4. Do you know how I can spot all trades Euro USD on the chart? No. What are you talking about? Like finding them on the chart itself? Yeah, I wouldn't know how to copy that onto the chart. I mean, what I recommend you do is create a second layout on your trading view or whatever platform you use, and leave all your trades on there so you can kind of just go back and look over them. But of course, using the Excel file for your previous trades is a good way to go about it as well. But yeah, I wouldn't know how to copy that onto a chart straight away. Summon Pound Aussie, we'll take a look too. I'll go through oil, Euro Pound, Pound CHF. Professional trader down 2.4% on my FTMO phase 2 account. I mean, it's you're going to be down at some stage, my friend. Taking losses, drawdown is inevitable. But yeah, I mean, as long as you manage your risk, you have that edge which you're focusing on, which you're looking to trade. Drawdown is expected, and you just need to manage yourself in that. I would suggest though, drawdown and kind of the mental drawdown of yourself is two different ball games. Being in drawdown is one thing, and that's expected. That's completely normal. But you have to be aware of yourself as well, because a lot of the time it's us traders that make the drawdown worse and longer as well. So you have to make sure that you're mentally fit to take the trade, take the next trade. Which again, when you're in some small drawdown, 1 loss, 2 losses, 3 losses, that's normal. But anything more than that, you need to make sure that you are checking upon yourself, especially with challenges as well, because you've got to stay on the ball game with the challenges. I think I'm down like 2.38%, so about 2.4% on my funding pip challenge as well. Holding trades for too long, I found that I found has also given me a sort of greed. I was up about 168 points on pound USD. It retraced back to my entry, so I didn't gain. Yeah, I mean, again, it's difficult because yes, with one trade, because in another universe, that same trade, which was 100 up 168 points, it could have gone and hit your target of 180 or whatever, and then you'd be the happiest guy on the stream. In this world, the pound USD did retrace and came back to your entry. So I always suggest, never really judging a system or a methodology on one trade, because, in another day it's successful, then you're like, okay, I should do this more often. So, the fact that it came back and hit your entry is almost irrelevant, because, a different trade it would have done something else. But I would say though, if you are going to push your trade far, either take partials or have a trading stop loss, because 100, up 168 points is decent. It's something, especially on a challenge as well. Because you want to hit those targets to pass challenges, hit the funded targets as well. It's not like a personal account where you're looking to grow that account, so you can be a bit more aggressive with the swing targets and stuff. So I would suggest taking partials, trading stop loss. That way, you're banking some type of profit. Worst case scenario. But if you're going to hold trades far, that's just going to be a natural occurrence. If you're going to go for short, take profits, closer RRs, you're going to win more often. You're going to hit the target more often. And it's going to be a bit more difficult to grow your account that way. Of course, it's doable 100%, but you're going to have to be more proactive. Whereas if you get that one big winner, that will kind of make your month or make your quarter, really. But anyway, Euro pound. So yeah, someone's talking about shorting Euro pound. Yeah, potentially, but I'm not a fan of Euro pound whatsoever. I've been actively disliking this pair for about a couple of weeks now, and I still actively dislike the pair as well. Yesterday we had some really nice bullish momentum, but it came right back down and just closed as that kind of shooting star. So with Euro pound, I do think there's room to the upside based on the level we're coming into, based on the way we've got there. I do think we can see some upside. I do think eventually we'll just form a lower high and come back down as well. Just focusing on the highs there, 1, 2. I think we'll probably see a third one at some point and come back down. However, in the meantime, there is some room to the upside. There is definitely some room to the upside. However, I do want price to break structure, which is this swing point here. If we can break through that, fantastic, and then look for some pullbacks, fantastic. That looks like somewhat of an okay opportunity. The conditions are quite poor. It's very choppy. Euro pound is notoriously very choppy pair anyway. But I like the way we've kind of had a really climatic sell-off here, taking a lot of stop losses below this point, kind of an aggressive reversal back up again. If you can break structure, this becomes somewhat of a decent opportunity. So that's kind of where I'm at with Euro pound, but I must say I'm not really a big fan of the pair. And pound CHF, I'm actually looking for longs for this one. I've been looking for shorts for a while, but since we had this big move up, I'm looking to change that bias. Not longer term, I'm still bearish longer term with pound CHF, but I do think I can capitalize on a nice short, medium term move. If we can have one more sell off and then a move back into the swing high, that's kind of what I'm looking at for pound CHF. Really confident bullish structure, strong move up, correction, another strong move up. Just about taking out this swing high here on the left as well. So I do like the idea of a retest of this level 1.105 for another move back to the high. So that's kind of where I'm at with pound CHF. Whether we get that one more sell off or not, that's up to pound CHF. But I do like the idea of getting long from that area. And again, we may just come back into the high and have a larger sell off, and then I'll be back bearish again. But at the moment, for the time being, I do think there's a good chance we come back to that swing high up there. So yeah, that's kind of where I'm at with pound CHF. But looking at more upside. Okay, I've completely lost where I was, but market's been very unpredictable these days, very hard for me to. Yeah, I mean, that's going to come in swings and roundabouts. It will be it'll be times where everything you touch turns to gold, and there'll be times where everything you touch turns to ashes. And as a trader, you have to be aware of those times. And when everything you touch turns to gold, that's the time to put your foot down on the gas pedal. And when things are not going your way, that's the time to kind of take a back seat and slow things down. Because although yes, you want to be to some extent kind of robotic, whenever your edge appears to a high degree, a high quality setup, you want to just take those trades, because that's kind of the goal, taking those high quality positions repeatedly. But at the same time, you want to be aware of those swings in the market and you yourself as a trader, because you're not going to be performing 100% throughout the whole year. There'll be times in the year where you're performing very good in terms of your actions and your decision making. I mean, there'll be times in the year where you're making a few mistakes, having a bad time, and that potentially could snowball effect and get worse. So you have to be understanding when those times are, and set things up in place for when that happens. And usually the best thing to do is just take some time off, really, whether it's a day, 2 days, or a week. The markets ain't going anywhere. Where was I? I honestly like the idea of holding trades and being okay with break even, because when you do catch the trend, the payout is amazing. Yeah, of course, that's kind of the way I look at it as well. Professional trader. You could, of course, your win rate is going to take a hit, and there will be definitely a lot of times where you're holding some decent profit, which will eventually come back against you and take you out of break even. That's going to be an occurrence when you're doing that. But again, we're focused on the long-term goals here as traders. We're not focused on the right here, right now, because you take a winning trade now, then what? You have to take another trade after that and another trade after that, or focus on the end of the month, the quarter of the year. And that's kind of where those kind of systems will pay dividends, because all you need is 2, 3, 4, 5 really big trades just to make your quarter, or potentially make your year, really. So and again, that's more tailored towards personal accounts. A little bit more difficult with funded accounts, because you want to get those regular payouts, because again, you don't want to be floating up 10% in a funding account, and that potentially comes back down and hits you at break even. It's not your money at play here. I wouldn't want to be in that situation in a funding account where I've got a lot of floating profit and I don't want to take my profit. In my personal account, I can let that run. If it comes back at me at break even, I'm fine. But with a funded account, I want to take my profit there. So again, that can be done to personal preference as well. But yeah, I'm a big fan of that kind of way of trading as well. Andreas FTSE JP225. Okay, we'll take a look as well. Kendrick, do technicals actually work, bro? Can you rely on technicals? 100%, Kendrick. Don't worry, I've asked those questions many times to myself. But yeah, technicals 100% work. 100% work. The only thing that makes them don't work is us traders, really, and us getting away with ourselves, because technicals don't have to be complicated. Technicals can be very simple. There's traders who be trading 10, 20, 30 years trading very simple patterns, but their experience and their way they apply the patterns and their trades is, of course, to some degree of high intelligence. Take which trades to take, which not to take, which to back away from, which to be a bit more aggressive on. That comes with time, that comes with experience, as it would do with any profession. But of course, technical patterns do work. They do work, but you have to be smart with the way you trade them. For example, a break and retest. Break and retest is how I take majority of my trades. However, if I was to go and take every single break and retest ever that I see in the market, I almost guarantee I'll be losing money in the long run, because every break and retest is not worth me trading. And how do I know that? It's because of the experience I have in the market. I can tell that these break and retest here has more probability of playing out than this one, therefore I'm going to trade this one. And that's kind of the way you're going to look at the market in terms of technicals for kind of whatever strategy. Of course, you can have mechanical systems which kind of have that predefined edge, but I'm not the biggest fan of mechanical systems. Not that they don't work, it's just that they're not really flexible. Thank you, Kevin, for subscribing. They're not really flexible, and as a trader you want to be flexible because market conditions will change, stuff will change. You want to have that kind of your own kind of say in things, especially when you've got some experience. If you're a beginner, then your discretion won't probably pay yourself well, but after a few years it would definitely help. So yeah, technicals do work. Again, just get any kind of edge, any kind of pattern or whatever, and just go and back test it. If you get positive results, then you've got an edge to work with. I trade Euro USD yesterday. I missed TP by 5.9 pip and completely went against me and was running 3 hour close at 0.5 hour. Yeah, painful stuff. Painful stuff. And yeah, I mean that's all a part of trading. That's all a part of trading. Trading is painful and very, very exciting. It gives you happiness with one arm and gives you sadness with the other. Kendrick, losses aren't only unpredictable, they're inevitable also. Probability means losses plus winners, but ending in profits after a series of trades like 100 or 1,000, don't worry about it. 1 or 2 losses, forgive yourself, review your trades, and keep pushing your edge into the market, reducing the risk, and maybe a good thing also. Yeah, of course, hit the nail on the head there, Anus. Profitable trading is losing as well, as contradicting as it sounds. Winning in the long run is successful. Losing as well. Of course, I did touch upon that with my last video, and touching on The Best Loser Wins by Tom Hogarth, great book. But yeah, losses is a part of a system. We don't have 100% of the information to trade with, so we're gonna lose trades. We're gonna go through losing streaks. We're gonna be going through drawdown, and that's where the difficulty in trading lies, in my opinion. Because anyone can place a trade and win a trade and be happy. Not many people can have the same system, take a bunch of losses, and still come with the same conviction in the next trade and the same confidence in the next trade. A lot of people will crumble and change things and over leverage and over risk and whatever. That's kind of where the difficulty is with trading, taking losses and keep going. Because taking a win is easy. Anyone can take a win. But not everyone can take a few losses. Okay, so I did sales go through JP225 and FTSE. See what's cooking with yen. Okay, so yen's still very bullish, isn't it? It's still flying. So yeah, everything is still looking up. So yeah, with the yen pairs, I wouldn't be too surprised. I wouldn't be too surprised if we just see another push back to the high, in the next kind of day or two. Probably see something like that, most likely with JP225. So what does that tell us for the yen pairs? Well, most likely we'll eventually see another move higher. Of course, the other corresponding currencies will have a part to play, but most likely, we'll probably see moves higher. Most likely, of course. I think we do have some JPY news this evening, but yeah, yen is still looking overly very, very weak, and yen pairs, pretty much all yen pairs are on the up as well. So again, the big sell for the yen pairs is definitely on the cards, but just don't want to jump the gun. When we start seeing some big sell-offs, some big break of structures, we'll know about it. We'll see it in the markets, and those will be times to look for those bigger sells. now is not the time. Everything is still very bullish for the yen pairs. And FTSE, wait, let me go, because yeah, there we go, there's my drawings. So yeah, this one's still ranging. So with FTSE, it's kind of difficult. With this one, I mean, I think since around here, I've just been saying wait for the high or the low to break, and that will give us a lot more clarity in where price will potentially go next from a higher time frame perspective. Because yeah, sure, lower time frames, you're kind of selling the highs, buying the lows if you're trading that range. But if you're looking for a bit more of a trend, then yeah, you want to wait for price to clear the high or clear the low first, and then we've got some targets, some no-brainers to target there really once we do break. So things become a lot more clearer with UK 100 once we get the break. But for now, yeah, it's just still consolidation really. So let's see if we can get the break of 77.12 or 72.83, and then I'm expecting a push to the low there because that's the next level and that's the next high there. So we're expecting a push to that high if we can break through that resistance. But yeah, it's just pure consolidation really with this one. So I'll be waiting for the high or the low to break. But yeah, still no real kind of update with that with that market. And before that, pound CAD hit my stop loss with the midnight spread and then just went to TP. Brother, I've been in that situation before as well. CAD Seat Chef, I remember last year, CAD Seat Chef, I took a short on CAD Seat Chef. Spread opened up, took me out of the trade. It didn't go and hit my TP, but it would have been a partial win. Took my TP and I didn't realize till the next morning. And yeah, I was about to go and take some partials on the trade, but there was no trade open because I was stopped out the night before. So yeah, that's happened to me before. What I have been doing is removing my stop loss, especially for those kind of heavy spread pairs like the CAD Seat Chefs, Aussie Seat Chefs, Pound Aussie, Pound NZDs. Especially for those pairs, I want to be taking my stop loss off. If price is near, if I'm in drawdown or it's near my entry, then I'll take my stop loss off for the night. Not for the night, sorry, for the hour until it becomes 11 UK time. So an hour after the daily candle closes, and then I'll put the stop loss back in. But for like dollar pairs, Euro USD, Pound USD, you can do it too with them. But I haven't had really any issues in terms of spread because their spread's of course the lowest. But for like CAD Seat Chef, Pound NZD, Pound CADs, they can be a bit nasty sometimes. So yeah, taking that stop loss off just before 10, so like 20 minutes before, and then put it back on 20 minutes after the hour, you should be fine. And yeah, check if there's no news during that time as well. If there's news, then maybe it might be safer with a stop loss. But yeah, I've been in that situation before. You can have a 60% win rate and still be more profitable for 80% win rate. It's all about risk and managing trades. Yeah, I mean, someone with a 30% win rate could be more profitable than someone with a 70% win rate as well. It can be more drastic than that. So yeah, don't be too, because again, it's not even a competition either. It's not a competition. A lot of people forget that. If you have a win rate of 50% and then someone says I have a win rate of 60%. Instantly you kind of feel belittled. You kind of feel like you're doing something wrong because someone else has a higher win rate for you, but you don't know about the system at all. You don't know their risk to reward. You don't know how they manage trades. You don't know how long they've had that 60% win rate. Having a win rate of 60% for a couple of months doesn't mean anything because the next 2 months your win rate could be half that. So there's so much to consider with trading. You really have to focus on your own kind of plan, growing your capital and becoming a better trader. That's really where your focus is. The minute you start looking at other people's stats and stuff, there will be a lot of people better than you and there'll be a lot of people worse than you. There's going to be people above you and below you, no matter what way you are. The main thing is just focusing on your own kind of stats and how can you prove them. If your win rate is 40% and your risk rewards are 3-1, how can you get that 40% to 45 and that 3-1 to 3.5? There's tweaks you can do to maximize the risk rewards. There are tweaks you can do to maximize your win rate. That's kind of where your focus should be. But there's always going to be someone with a higher win rate. There's always going to be someone with a higher risk reward. I agree. Even if you have 30% win rate, for example, if you open 10 trades and only win 3-2-1R each, you will still end up 2R profit. Yeah, exactly. I mean, I was going through the profitability kind of equity curve simulator on my last video. If you haven't checked it out, feel free to go and do so. But I was talking about the equity curve simulator and I was crunching some different numbers, and a lot of people ask me what's a good win rate, and I always will say, whatever win rate you need to be break even and beyond. So for example, if you have a 1-3 risk reward, then anything above, I think it's like, 25% win rate with a 1-3, excluding kind of like commission swaps and partial profits maybe, you'll be break even. If you win 25% of your trades with a 1-3, you'll be break even. So anything above 25% is profitable. Of course, if you're 26%, you're not going to be very profitable. You're only going to see that edge play out after like 100 or 200 trades. But if you have a 90% win rate, you can be extremely profitable. So it's just anything higher than 25 will leave you in the money, and then it's up to you to try and improve that incrementally over time. From 25 to 30, from 30 to 35, from 35 to 40, so on and so forth. Of course, there will be like a ceiling where you kind of plateau a little bit, and you're going to have to focus on other things to maximize like risk reward or whatever. But a good win rate is anything above the break even, really, because that will leaves you in profit. Because again, we're running a business. You want to make sure that the business you're running is turning you a profit. And then if it's turning you a profit, then you can look at, okay, how can I maximize this profit? How can I improve it? So that's kind of my kind of take on it. But of course, easier said than done. It'd be nice if you could hide the open trades in MT5 so I'm not watching the money move every time I open the app. Yeah, that's actually true. That's actually a good idea, actually. That's a good idea, to be fair. I mean, I try to just look at TradingView, to be honest, to avoid looking at my P&L. But to be fair, I can kind of gauge what my P&L it would be just by looking at the chart. So it doesn't really help anyway. But I definitely agree with that. It is difficult. Very important lesson: don't every signal or trade three times trades a month. It's perfect. There'll always be 100 pip move somewhere in the market. Easy. Yeah, true. There always will be a move in the market. I mean, it depends what pairs you're looking at, but I mean, even if you do look at one pair, there will be moves in the market. What pairs do you recommend I trade as swinger? Should I look at all? I think the more the better, but of course you don't want to overdo it. I mean, I look at all Forex majors and minors and gold and silver. You can start with that. But yeah, I mean, as a swing trader, you're looking for momentum. You're looking for clear swing opportunities. Whether that comes on euro or comes on dollar CAD or it comes on pound CAD, isn't really too much of an issue. You're just looking for the best opportunity across the board. So yeah, FX majors minors is always a great place to start. Maybe you can add gold in later because that one's got a bit more juice in it. But Forex majors minors is a great place to start. And you're just looking for the best opportunity across the board. In terms of which pair it isn't so much a big deal, in my opinion anyway. Pound has been very bullish this week. Yeah, it has been somewhat strong. Nothing too crazy though. What's up, Lloyd? Welcome to the stream. You think of JPY increasing interest rate? Japan is currently in recession and trade deficit. It might do. You would expect it to do so, but again, I'm not really looking at that in terms of my trading. I'm a purely technical trader, so I'm only focusing on technical patterns to invite me into the market. Whether I anticipate a country to increase their interest rates or decrease their interest rates doesn't play into my decision making at all. So yeah, whether they do or don't, it doesn't really affect me too much. Of course, it will affect the price, and the price will go up or down, and do this or do that. And of course, I will react to what the price is doing. And if structure breaks or things change, then I'll change with it. But as I've said before, I'm purely just focusing on market structure. Arsh entry. I use candlestick patterns to take me into the trade. Yeah, definitely JPY, gold, USD pairs. Yeah, I would agree. I mean, pound Aussie, pound NZD do have some big moves about them, some big moves, but they can chop around for quite a while too. So they kind of undo all their hard work. They have great periods where they kind of just rocket out of nowhere, and then they kind of consolidate for like 3 months. So I mean, most pairs do move a lot. I think the CHF pairs move the least, probably. I don't know. There's some decent moves with them as well. Mr. M Brown, hello Miko. How is break even applied to MT5 whilst trading? I don't know. I haven't really used. I don't really know the MT5 platform that well. I mean, I've traded MT4 pretty much all my trading career. It's only the past 4 months. 3 months I've switched to MT5. And I pretty much use it like I'm still an MT4 really, so I don't really know the ins and outs of MT5. I just execute, buy, sell, take profit, stop loss to break even, just as I'll do with MT4. So yeah, I don't really know the ins and outs of MT5, to be fair, because I don't really use it that much. I'm spending most of my time on TradingView, and if there's a trade, I just execute on MT5. So yeah, there's definitely a few tricks to be learned in MT5. I would recommend just either Googling it, or there's probably like a YouTube tutorial on MT5. And that'll probably explain anything better than I would. Social scientist, I have a question related to risk management. I do my trade break even on 1-to-1 and my target 1-to-2, but on 1 to 1.5, but trade reverse and hit the break even. So what should I do in this situation? Nothing. You just take the break even. Again, it's a numbers game. Sometimes trades will hit 1 to 1.7 and then come back and hit a break even. Again, there may be something you can do. There may be something that's optimal. Maybe, I don't know, trail a stop loss a little bit or take some more positions off. The greatest weapon you have in your arsenal, in your toolkit, is your previous trades. That's why, even if you're taking a complete rubbish trade that doesn't fit your plan, still journal it, still record it, because when you look back over your previous trades, that is most likely going to be the answer to your problems, especially if you got a decent amount of trades, banked up 100, 200 trades. Go through that. That's going to solve a lot of your problems. If you're losing more than you expected, or certain trades are doing very, very well and compared to others, looking back at your trades will give you the answers there. And even really in terms of trade management as well, you can see, okay, what is the optimal solution for me to take the most out of my trades? Is it going to break even here or here? You can test that through. Of course, back tested data is very, very good, because you can go through a lot of trades, 100, 200, 500, 1,000. So back tested trades will always give you that more quantity, but in terms of the real trades you take, that's kind of giving you the real kind of Just hit my mic there. The real kind of shebang of what you're actually doing in the markets, because of course back testing and live markets is two different things. You might be on fire back testing, but then you're doing not so well in the live markets, and then you want to review those trades because those are the trades that are actually the ones you're taking. So yeah, go through your previous trades and see what's optimal. Is it optimal to go to break even at 1-to-1? Is it optimal at 1.1, 1.15, 1.5? You see the answers to your questions in your prior trades. So if you're not recording your trades, record them. If you are, go through them. That will probably give you an answer. But again, you want to make sure there's a decent amount there, at least 50 to 100 before you make any type of decision. 5, 10, 20 trades. A different 20 will give you a different answer. Same thing with 50 and 100, but at least you can trust that a little bit more. So go through your trades. That will give you the answer to your question. But if you are meant to take break evens as well. If you move your stop loss to break even, it doesn't matter what strategy you trade or how you manage your trades, you will take break evens and partial wins, and it's supposed to happen. Pound USD, I will have a look see as well. Matt, some guys harassed me to send him my account details so you can trade my account, 50% return, daily, no losses. Yeah, there's quite a few of them, to be honest. Quite a few of them. But yeah, I mean, especially in this day and age, scamming is a business in itself, really. And I can imagine it pays pretty well because there's just so much scamming. Even for my Telegram accounts as well, there's quite a few fake Telegram accounts of people selling investing stuff. I don't know what it is really. And quite a few people have been scammed using my name. Even my auntie was almost scammed. To be fair, she had to message me to ask me if I was offering her investing products. She had to message me because she thought she was talking to me, but it was someone pretending to be me. So the scamming world is on the up right now. So 100%, stay alert. And anyone asking to send you, asking for you to send them money, most likely is a scam. 99.9% is a scam. Where's the DXY correlation between the DXY and US30? Of course, if dollar is strong, DXY is going up. You're expecting US30 to be going down. So, of course, the inverse, similar to Euro USD and gold as well. Social scientists, your 2024 goals. 2024 goals, yeah, to be fair, I do have a few in different arenas, of course, in terms of fitness. I want to get back to my peak fitness, which was kind of like mid-university, so I want to get back to that. Be doing a sprint triathlon in the summer, so I'm training for that at the moment, so hopefully I can do well in that. Of course, trading goals in terms of prop firms, I think this year just kind of leverage prop firms to the best of my ability, really, because this is kind of my first full year in prop firms, and of course, shaky start, but I expect it to be a bit more clean sailing for the rest of the year when things are resolved. So leverage prop firms to the best of my ability, and of course, I want to grow the channel a lot more as well, and try and come up with some new ideas for the channel to grow the community a little bit more. And I do have a few other things which I'm working on, which can't mention over the stream, but that's basically the gist. Okay, let me go through. There's a few pairs I was supposed to look at. Pound USD was one of them. I cannot even remember the others. If there was a pair that you want me to take a look at, just drop it down in the old chat. But yeah, for Pound USD, as I mentioned before, I looking to sell pound USD. It's funny because I'm contradicting myself a little bit, because I'm looking to buy pairs like euro and Aussie dollar, but I'm looking to sell pound USD. And it's because I can see price going both ways, really. Pound USD is not a market that I would want to buy at all. So I want price to kind of show me that the bears are back in town again. Let's break for the lows. Let's get some pullbacks, and then yeah, I'm happy to short. But of course, we have to break for the lows, because at the moment, price is still kind of respecting this area here, which gave us a very, very strong move up. Prices, formed a higher low in comparison to that low. Same there as well. So there's that possibility we could do something like this. But the way price is moving, the rejection we've had, the momentum we've had, the aggressive wicks, I do think we have a good chance of breaking the low and being on our way to the downside. So that's kind of what I'm looking at for pound USD shorts. But of course, I think whatever happens later today with the FOMC will be the main catalyst for which pairs I focus on in terms of the dollar. Do we respect the low and continue higher? If that's the case, pound USD shorts look good to me. If we don't respect the low and price breaks the low and continues lower, and we get that break of structure, now we focus on pairs like Euro USD longs, New Zealand dollar longs, Aussie dollar longs. So that's kind of the way I'm tackling it. I don't have a concrete bias of what I'm expecting dollar to do. I'm leaning to the bear side of things, but again, if things are bullish, I'll focus on pound USD anyway. So I'm not really too bothered. But that's kind of where I'm at with pound USD. What the scamming, though, at the end, they can't withdraw. What do you mean they can't withdraw? Social scientists make exposed video on ICT. You'll get a lot of views. That is so true. Yeah, but that attracts really the wrong crowd of people that I want on the channel, to be fair, because that's just drama at the end of the day. Of course, it will get exposed. Yeah, the thing is, I don't have any information on ICT. Anything I would do would just be a copy and paste job of someone else's video. It's not like I have secret insights into ICT's life. But yeah, that kind of attracts the wrong people, because first of all, it just attracts a lot of ICT people who would just be like, "What are you doing? You're dissing my master," or something like that, and that's just a headache. And then it will attract just a lot of people just here for the drama and the discussion and stir things up. So that's one way of doing it, and I've seen quite a few people do that, to be fair, and get a lot of views from it. There's been quite a few ICT exposed videos, and it's got a lot of views. Of course, I mean, I'm pretty sure ICT's YouTube channel's hit 1 mil, to be fair. So he's, of course, very, very popular person. So any video mentioning ICT is automatically going to get some traction a little bit, at least anyway. But yeah, that's not the path I want to take, unfortunately. Scalpy, by the way, with the MT5, you can press buy or sell line, and it allows you to adjust your stop loss or TP by dragging them on the screen. Oh, okay. I didn't know that, to be fair. I didn't know that. I mean, there's so many hidden things you can do with MT5. And you watch a YouTube tutorial for it. Exactly, Scalpy. You need to stay humble and true to yourself as well. Again, doing a video like that is just so uncharacteristic to myself. An exposed ICT video. There's people who are doing that, and kudos to them. But it's just me doing that. It just doesn't make sense, really. We doing it for stupid reasons. The streak at the Super Bowl, that was crazy, to be fair. I remember seeing the screenshot and thinking, and taking a double take as well, because it was on my feed and I was scrolling past and I was like, wait, I've seen that guy before. And then I saw the at FXLSG on his chest. Not the industry's proudest moment, I would say. Probably the craziest, though. Very, very weird. I wonder how much sales he's made though from since that's happened. That would interest me, because if he's like had a big sale boost, that says a lot about just people in general, because he's not exactly showing his trading prowess. He's not really showing his trading skills. That's what you would probably want a trader to show for people to buy their material or whatever. You want to show that you can trade, and therefore people want to learn from you. Showing that you can streak on a field and then people will buy your trading course doesn't really correlate. Streaks on field doesn't equal learn how to trade. But if you saw more sales because of that, then pretty much anyone will buy anything really at this point, really. Yeah. It also tell you the amount you will lose or win while adjusting. Yeah, I need to go through a tutorial on MT5 really, because I'm not using it to its full potential. I'm just trading like it's MT4. It just looks nicer than MT4 as well, so that's kind of why I like it too. But yeah, I'll probably just wait to the news later this evening. Thank you so much, Wed Thur, for subscribing. If you guys are enjoying the channel, by the way, enjoying the stream, finding it useful, please be sure to drop a like and subscribe. It really does help out. And make sure you do check out the Telegram in the description below. I do post my trades there, setups there, so feel free to check that out. And if you are looking for a broker, feel free to check IC Markets out. I do have an affiliate link at the top of the chat there. But yeah, I'm quite focused on CHF pair longs. I do like CAD CHF, I do like pound CHF longs, so I'm keeping a close eye on those boys. NZD CAD, I do like the long here, but it's just, will we see that pullback? I have no idea. It's just very, very far gone. But I really like the pullback if we can get there. Risk reward looks good, coming to the 50% there, pretty much bang on the money on retesting this high here, and the risk reward for a move from this level back to the high, of course, depending on the entry, probably would look very, very stunning. Could be talking 4, 5, 6s, maybe even more. And again, these are the trades that will make the month, make the quarter, and a few of these trades here will potentially make the year as well. So that's the kind of the real thing that I want to be focusing on this year. Focus on that larger risk to reward. My risk to reward last year was just below a 1 to 3, including taking partials as well. I did have some occasional big winners. I think my biggest trade last year was I think it was around 1 to 6 on pound NZD. It was where is pound NZD? I think I also took a 1 to 6 on USD CHF, either 1 to 5 or 1 to 6, but it was this move here on pound NZD, and then I think dollar CHF. This might have been a 1 to 6 as well. I caught me from here to there and had to stay through all of that consolidation, I remember, until the continuation. But yeah, I want to take more of those type of trades this year. Of course, it's not something you plan to do. You're just going to take bigger trades. If that's the case, everyone will do it. But I want to focus on situations where the swing has high potential in terms of to go far. And make sure I'm trying to take advantage of those opportunities the best I can. Because again, I don't need all of those trades to play out. I don't need every single winner to play out. Just a few of them, you can really make the year. Hitting a few 5s, few 6s, maybe a few 7, 8s. Of course, it sounds like a really big risk reward, and it is. It 100% is. But looking back over my stats, and I can see if I kind of went that route last year, I'd have made some even more percentage than I would have done, and I wouldn't have to have worked harder as well. It's kind of working smarter, because sometimes you want to take more trades to make more percentage, but all you need is one good trade and it can make you the percentage of 2-3 trades. So you kind of you're taking less risk because you're taking one trade, and let's say you risk 1% on a trade, you're risking 1% in the account rather than taking 2 or 3. If you take 2 or 3 trades, you're risking 3%, not 2 to 3% in your account for the same percentage. So it's more efficient. You're taking less risk in your account. Risk reward's bigger, less work, less managing. It makes sense. So yeah, that's kind of the way I will tackle this year. And entity CAD is a nice opportunity. You just need to see if it will be nice enough in retrace for me. It's perfect for scalpers like myself on small time frames. I also branched out and bought S10 for purely trading purposes. Best decision ever made so far. MT5 on Android, far better than Apple. A big up Android. What's the S10? Oh, you're talking about Samsung Galaxy S10. Okay. Yeah. I mean, I don't even know what phone I have, to be fair. S8 maybe, not even sure. But yeah, fellow Android user, big up. Are prop firms active now? Yes, of course. FTMO is still active. Many prop firms are still active, of course. Of course, a few prop firms have had some issues. A lot of the issues are rectifiable. Of course, my Forex funds, that one isn't. Funding pips, that one is. Fund engineer, I'm not too sure what's going on there, to be honest. Was there any more? Can't remember, to be honest. But yeah, the real big one was my Forex funds. I'm not too sure about funding engineer, but my Forex fund, that was kind of a big legal thing. So that was kind of the big thing. But other prop firms have had some issues with tech and brokerage and stuff, which of course just using different tech and using different brokerages, you can rectify that problem. So yeah, prop firms are still active. Miko FP may come back. Oh, okay, come back to that. Okay, with one platform. Is it the Match Trader platform that we were talking about yesterday? The Match Trader. I'm in NZD CAD, but risky. Mean to wait for structure shift, lower time frame. Broke my rules. It happens, Matt. As long as you can keep yourself accountable, because again, I always keep referring trading back to sports, and it's very similar. You're gonna make mistakes in all arenas. No one's gonna be 100% performing to their best of their ability. Of course, that's the goal, but no one's perfect, so no one's gonna do that. However, you wanna be self-aware enough to realize when you make a mistake and make sure you rectify it going forward. And you will make another mistake, and then you'll make another one as well, but you have to make sure that you're rectifying it. And again, with trading, breaking rules and taking one trade out your plan, isn't really gonna do anything to your trading career in the long run. You take one trade you're not supposed to take today, next year, 2 years, that trade, as long as you're not over risking and you're not, instead of risking 1%, you're risking 10 or whatever. Of course, that's going to be, if that trade loses, that will definitely throw a spanner in the works. So as long as you're doing everything from a risk standpoint and keeping the risk manageable and managed, then, taking a trade outside your plan isn't going to ruin your trading career. Of course, you're not supposed to do it 100%. But it's quite easy just to steer yourself back on the right path again and keep moving forward. But the one thing you can't really steer from is if you over risk. That's the one thing you can't break. If you're risking 1% per trade, 0.5% per trade, 2% per trade, whatever it is, keep it small, manageable. If you're gonna suddenly go to 5, 10, even beyond, then you're asking for trouble in the long run. Galaxy S10, I wanted the flip one, but it wears after a while, so I decided to get the S10 with curved, bigger screen. Nice. iPhone for social, S10 for making the moolah. Yeah, I haven't had an iPhone in ages. been Android for a while. Good PM. Not sure what that is, but good PM to you too. Yeah, okay, with Match Trader, yeah. I mean, I guess a lot of people will be going through some tutorials with Match Trader now to learn how to use it. But again, I would expect it's similar to any other trading platform. You know, you're looking to buy, sell, manage your trade. It's not exactly something too crazy. So I'll expect to keep things relatively simple and straightforward to use. But of course, it might take some getting used to in the beginning. But that's pretty fast. Yesterday you were saying 5 to 7 days, and now it's potentially today. So yeah, speedy stuff from Funding Pips, I guess. Speedy stuff, not feedy stuff. Do you ever trade US30? No, I do not. I don't trade indices. Yeah, Forex is my jam, plus gold and silver. Thoughts on Euro Yen? Okay, Jack, I will take a look at Euro Yen. John, it is massively nice. A lot of good stuff. Not too sure what you're talking about there, John. Max is, AM late today, please. Is that you have, say, something in dollar Swiss? I will take a look at dollar Swiss, no problem. I'll place orders on an iPad, easy to drag orders, zoom in. Yeah, sometimes, yeah, I just have no idea what people are saying, because sometimes it's just like a word missing out or something, and then I just have no idea what's going on. Normally I can piece it together, but yeah, sometimes I just have no idea what's going on there. So yeah, I'm sorry, Matt and John, I have no idea what you guys are talking about. Anyway, I will take a look at was it US30? Nope, Euro JPY. So yeah, Euro JPY has been very, very bullish, and still looking for a little bit more juice back to the high at 164.220. And yeah, I'm not so keen on trading it just because we're lacking a little bit of conviction. If we had a bit more juice on the table, something that we had here, really nice, healthy momentum there, that's something that I would like to follow. However, since then, we've been fairly corrective, and we're kind of been moving in this kind of ascending channel type of manner here. So, yeah, not really something I want to follow. And normally when we do move like this, eventually we do see a bigger retracement, and we expect the market to continue higher. So yeah, for Euro Yen, I'm not so keen to trade it. However, if we do see a sudden momentum inject to the market and things look a little bit more attractive, then yeah, possibly pullbacks, retest the high around 161.800, that becomes interesting, and then yeah, I would imagine a move higher would make a lot of sense there. So yeah, if we can see some more healthy momentum, a bit more conviction from the buyers, then I would consider following that. But if we're not seeing conviction, really, it's quite corrective, and it doesn't really give me too much confidence to follow that move. Not that we can't move high, it's just nothing that I would want to be in myself. But in terms of direction for Euro Yen, I would say bullish. Everything's pointing up, monthly, weekly, daily, all pointing up. Still seeing higher highs and higher lows. I do expect that bigger sell-off to happen eventually, but we're not really seeing signs of that just yet. Trend is still intact, market's still pushing higher. So yeah, for Euro Yen, I think there's a good chance we could continue this path back to 164.220. So that's kind of where I'm at with Euro Yen, and that's kind of the same analysis for all yen pairs really. Aussie Yen, okay, I will take a look at US30 as well. Aussie Yen, yeah, this one's back at the high, so now's not the best time to be getting involved with Aussie Yen. We're back at the swing high resistance here. This is a price swing high from 2022, major pullback. Test it again, 2023 late, now testing it again today. And can we break through it? Of course. The market's still printing these higher lows, still showing some decent bullish momentum. Could we reject it again for a third time and see a move down? 100% as well. The way price is going to give us a bit more clarity of what's going to do next is on the way price reacts with this area. At the moment, we're still rejecting it. Possibly we could use that to head down. Not really something I would say is high probability. You would like price to kind of break structure, at least in the lower time frames, and then possibly look to follow that. As long as we kind of keep placing in these higher lows, I wouldn't be too surprised if we have a slight pullback just to continue higher. So yeah, with Aussie yen, it's not really at a location where I'd want to buy. It's too high up, too close to major resistance, and it's not a bad place to sell, but I want a bit more development there, showing me that okay, it's really rejecting this area like we had last time, really hefty rejections and some nice pullbacks. Here, of course, that hasn't happened yet, so I can see Aussie yen going both ways, breaking higher, reversing, but I need a bit more information to increase the probability of the setup, because right now it's kind of 50-50 to me. I can see price doing both things, and if it's 50-50, I don't really have an edge to play with there. So yeah, with Aussie yen, everything's still bullish right now, so let's see if we can get some break of structure, some low lows, low highs developing. Then there could be some shorts to follow that down. If not, and we just kind of just break through, then yeah, we could go a lot higher there as well. I think there are some levels, yeah, around there we could potentially head to, but nothing kind of confirmed yet. So yeah, that's kind of where I'm at with Aussie yen. And then as I was saying with US30, kind of looking for price to break out this area, because it's just a little bit 50-50 in this area. It's not really a textbook range, but it's not really exactly trending well. Yes, the overall trend's still up. We haven't really taken out any key lows yet for me to say the trend is over, but we're getting some really strong signs that the trend is starting to tire, starting to exhaust. Then we could be looking at a retracement in higher time frames. I'm looking at the daily, weekly charts. These charts are really overextended. We've taken out major highs. I do think there is a good cause for a pullback, but of course we do want price to break that structure first and really show us that the pullback is likely, and then we can look to get back into some retracement. So strong move down, clear the low, pullback, shorts make sense there. So yeah, with US30, I'm eyeing up some downsides. Of course, the trend is still intact. We could break higher. If that's the case, maybe a retest of the high could look good depending on the breakout. But I think we've got good probabilities that the market could come lower. But in terms of actually trading, you want to see that move first, and then look for some pullbacks. But yeah, indices, to me, I think there is some cause for some downside. And again, it most likely will be retracement. And everything is still very bullish with US30. We may get a strong move down and some downside, but I do expect eventually it to find its next low and probably be on its way, whether it will happen at this area or slightly above it or slightly below or this area. Again, that's up to US30 as well, but I do think shorts look good, at least for the time being. And again, FOMC will kind of paint that picture as well, but anything in here just looks just a little bit too choppy for my liking. And I've got a feeling that we may just kind of consolidate until the FOMC this evening. We may just kind of continue back and forth. Maybe we might see a bit of momentum come New York session. Do we have any dollar news before FOMC? Let me go and have a quick check. Yes, we do, but it's all low impact, low importance. Yeah, impact on the market, not necessarily low importance, but yeah, nothing too crazy, but it's the New York session, so we might see some movement, but yeah, FOMC is the real kind of catalyst in the evening. So yeah, I think for US30, best thing to do is probably maybe take the day off with this one. Price action low is not looking great. Price action higher, not really showing any opportunity, but maybe coming into tomorrow after FMC, we could be talking about some really nice opportunities, maybe. Or the market might not even move, to be honest. That could happen too. But yeah, that's kind of where I'm at with US 30. But yeah, for myself, nothing is imminent in terms of finding, looking for an entry or pressing the trigger at the moment. Nothing is imminent. There's quite a few I'm looking at. There's probably about 5 to 10 which look actually pretty decent, which is more than normal, but there's still some work to be done in terms of pullbacks or maybe a break of structure here and there, and then I'll be looking for some entries. Hey, I'm definitely saying your name wrong, but US 30 is good for a buy. 38,413 if price hits it today. Where is 38,413? Is that the low? 38,413. Let me drop to the hourly chart. 38,413. That's somewhere around here. You're talking about this area. Possibly. Yeah, I wouldn't get too excited just because this move here hasn't created a new high. If this move here pushed and created a new high, then that would be a little bit more interesting to me. The fact that we formed a lower high in comparison to that high, yeah, we may react, but I've got a feeling we might just mess around really. But again, it's all probabilities. As long as you're playing with an edge, you're playing with an idea that makes sense to your strategy, that makes sense to your viewpoint in the market. Again, I don't want to talk anyone out of taking a trade or that's something else that's going to happen, because at the end of the day, I don't know the future. Market could plummet, market could fly. As long as you're staying true to that edge, true to that strategy, that's the most important thing you can do in the markets, really. So whether a trade fails or wins, it doesn't really have too much bearing. It's the bigger picture, 20, 50, 100, 200 trades. That's kind of where you want to be focusing your attention. But yeah, US 30, I don't like anything in there. It's just a little bit too choppy and not really seeing the trend show signs of continuation. But hopefully after today we'll see that. But yeah, I do like what I'm seeing with the dollar pairs, because we're seeing a lot of consolidation, and this is kind of something we see at the bottom, especially at the location we are at trends. So if we can see some weakness, get the party started. But at the same time, I'm not really too fast, because pound USD is still also a good sell to me. So if I do see some strength, I'll be more than happy to short pound USD. And this setup may take a while, because it has to break structure, then pull back. So it's probably a setup for next week, but I still like it nonetheless. So yeah, we'll be keeping a close eye there. And then the M pairs, only one that does interest me is dollar yen into this area here. That would interest me. Other than that, yeah, I'll take a pass on the M pairs. And yeah, pound NZD does look good. Pound Aussie needs to break out the consolidation. NZD CAD looks good. Aussie CAD, not so much. Pound CAD, nah. Euro CAD, nah. And then yeah, I do like some CHF longs, so I'll keep a close eye from that. But again, they're quite far away from their levels. But yeah, that's kind of where I'm at. Nothing really imminent to take any positions right now, so we'll kind of just wait and set alerts and go about my day. But I don't really need to be focusing on the charts and looking at the charts 24/7. Because there's nothing for me to do, so I'll be focusing on other things. But come the end of the day after 7 p.m, then yeah, I'll probably take a look at the chart, see how the news affected things. But yeah, no positions so far this week, but of course that could change very, very quickly. So of course we'll stay focused. But yeah, nothing really cooking, so no need to try and force anything, or just look at the markets and watch paint dry. And then yeah, oil did see some nice downside there. But yeah, guys, we are coming to the end of the stream. So if you guys have enjoyed the stream, please be sure to drop a like and subscribe. If you have enjoyed it, found it useful, educational, please be sure to show some love, drop a like, subscribe to the channel. It really does help out the stream. Hit the bell as well so don't miss out any streams or uploads in the future. I appreciate it, Sculpey, for helping me moderate the stream. Anus as well, really do appreciate it. Of course, I will be live again tomorrow, so again, be there, be square. Hope to see you all there. And yeah, if I do take any positions, I'll let you know in the Telegram as well, so check that out. But yeah, guys, have a fantastic day. Trade safe, as Sculpey says. Keep it stupid simple, and I'll catch you all in the next one.
What?